Hey guys, Angry Beast here, bringing you an AA12 headquarters match on the map Dome. I'm using the grip on the AA12 and I don't believe I have any proficiencies on. I'm running the perk Scavenger Pro, Overkill Pro, and Steady Aim Pro. Now for the AA12, you pretty much need Scavenger Pro because you only spawn with 8 rounds to spare, and with the AA12 it's gonna be gone in less than 2 seconds. Even with Scavenger Pro, you only get like 32 rounds, so this is not a high capacity weapon. It's more about get a couple kills, die, come back. But I'm running Overkill Pro here. This was actually my G36C class to start with. I wanted to rank up my A12 too, so I slapped that on with it. The reason the G36C is a really good overkill secondary is because it has the fastest draw time of any assault rifle. For whatever reason, ever since COD 4, there's always been one gun that can pull out almost as fast as a pistol. That's a secondary, it's a primary weapon. In this game, it happens to be the G36C. Running Steady Game Pro because AA12 is the worst hipfire spread of all the shotguns, and with its high rate of fire, it really needs it. It's got terrible damage. It takes like 7 pellets to kill. It does shoot 8 pellets per shot, but the damage is just so low. You need to have that steady aim and get as many on target as you can. Honestly though, if you were really running around with the AA12, I'd suggest using Quick Draw and Dead Silence, really. They actually work better, especially if you have extended mags unlocked or damage or something like that, because with the extended mags, you don't need steady aim as much as you're going to have more bullets to shoot at an enemy, and with damage proficiency, that's another reason why now you don't need steady aim. Quick Draw is actually really good with the AA12, as you can see here. I'm throwing flashes. It takes forever to throw a flashbang in this game, and they're basically the only thing that's going to let you get a kill. It has such low damage and such low range compared to anything else in the game. I'd say that pretty much any other weapon can outkill it at any range. I mean, you get the Striker, which can one-shot up close with about the same rate of fire. You have at the edge of its range, you got the USAS, which can also one-shot for days. It's sad how much they underpowered this weapon compared to Modern Warfare 2. So I believe I get like 50 kills in this headquarters game, and I have to speed it up quite a bit because this is like a 20-minute gameplay. I mean, anyone who's played headquarters knows that this is one of the longest game modes you can get. It can last anywhere from 10 minutes to 15 minutes. You're not going to get anything shorter than 10 minutes unless you're running with a full party and absolutely demolishing people. Dome is probably the only map I'd recommend running around with AA12 on. I tried doing it on Piazza the other day, but as much as people like to say it's a close quarters combat map, I have absolutely no success trying to rush around on that map. I really don't. A couple of tips for the AA12. If you have the silencer unlocked, don't use it. The silencer basically puts its range under that of your knife. You can actually knife farther than you can hit people with AA12 silence. I actually have a clip of me shooting all 8 rounds at a guy with the AA12 silencer on Liberation, and the bullets you can see in the kill cam literally disappear inches from his face, and it's just very frustrating trying to use a silencer from it with this gun. My overall recommended attachments would definitely have to be extended mags, and I'm kind of torn on whether range or damage would be better. Once I rank this gun out more and I actually get to play around with damage, I'll let you know, but range is actually pretty good on this weapon. I'd recommend it over focus or kick, which is what I've been using for the rest of the grinding process for this weapon. The recent patch actually did a couple other things for shotguns, at least in my opinion. It feels like your pellets do more damage if you're aiming down sights than if you're not. There have been no numbers to back this up. That's just how it feels to me. I got like a couple triple spreads with this while aiming down sights, and it just seems like it takes less time to kill if you're aiming down sights. I don't know if the hip fire spread changes or what, but it does seem to be a lot more powerful when you aim down sights. So maybe try it out with Stalker. I heard MLC Stealth talk about that. He said that he finds Stalker really effective on the shotguns, so I have to try that out. I haven't been running around with the shotguns too much recently, but it's definitely fun to do. This is probably my favorite shotgun to just run around and just have fun with. I find all the other shotguns can be a little bit boring-ish. other than maybe the AA12, because you never know what you're going to get with that one. You either get a one-shot kill or you get a three-shot kill, pretty much. There's no in-between with that weapon, but uh, overall, this gun I'd probably rate is the worst shotgun in the game, simply because of the range of it. If the range was buffed a little bit more, it would be a nice contender with the striker, but because it's not, and because it has such a low damage, it's really hard to recommend in any situation. This is the closest quarters map in the game, in my opinion, and it's hard to get a kill here. Another thing I want to talk about here is how to play this map effectively with a shotgun. If you notice, I'm spending a lot of time on the outsides of the map. I don't like to run across the middle of the map. That's a general tip with shotguns. You're not going to be effective running across the middle of the map. But this building right here is actually probably the best place on the map to use a shotgun. The little cave thing is pretty good on this map too for a shotgun, but I find that building to be more effective because there's more turns, sharp turns, where you can get them around a corner. But you know, it's all personal preference. If you can do really well in the cave, and more power to you. But in the cave, I'd recommend actually using a pump action shotgun like the Model 1887 or KSG-12, rather than a fully automatic shotgun like the USAS or the AA12. Simply because that extra damage will really help you when there's more range between you and your opponent. This gun has almost no damage at range. It has I believe, it does like 3 damage at the max of its range. So you're not gonna get like anything out of it at max range. You can literally shoot your entire clip, and you'll only do like a quarter of the damage. So if they're at range, don't try to hit them at all. Just try and back away. But the G36, I'm also using this gameplay. I think I pick up 5 or 6 kills with it. It's a really good weapon. It's probably my favorite assault rifle in the game. I do like the ACR a lot, but I just find that weapon to be a little too newbie. It seems like everybody runs around with that gun. That gun, it just seems like if you want a gun to do good with, anyone can pretty much pull that out and use it. I see the most common combination being a silencer and kick. Got staying off the radar, you got a nice damage of range, it's got lower recoil, and it's just probably one of the better assault rifle setups besides the Type 95 red dot rapid fire, but that's a totally different class of weapon. G36 is very effective, I find, with a red dot. The iron sights are okay on that weapon, but they're definitely not my favorite. Another pro tip: don't play dead in that area right next to the headquarters. I suggest playing dead somewhere where you can protect the headquarters, but you're not right on it, so you don't get killed. So the G36 has a highish recoil. It's probably got the most recoil out of all the assault rifles when you think about it, but it's a completely vertical recoil, so it's very easy to manage. The weapon reminds me a lot of what was that gun in Black Ops? The AK-47, I believe. It kicked straight up, did a nice damage over range. It had just a nice feel to him, and that's what I'm talking about. The range in the AA12 right there. I was right in front of the guy. I shot all my rounds into him, and nothing happened. All my bullets just disappeared right in front of his face. But you know, I didn't make the game. Maybe there's a reason they didn't add range. Maybe this says something different. But you can see in a couple kill cams here, this gun does not give any view kick whatsoever. It's one of the things I think the shotgun should have over all other weapons. It should make your kick, your screen view kick a lot. Like when you're hit, it should make your screen go jumping all over the place. So you can't aim straight when you're hit by a shotgun. I think that would give the shotguns a little bit more of a competitive edge over some of the other more used weapons, like say the PP90 and MP7. But you know, what are you gonna do? I mean, you run around with them, you see what you can do. Most of the time, you're gonna end up getting killed constantly, but occasionally you'll pull games like this out your butt. Another strategy maybe for using a shotgun in this game, try out the riot shield. I haven't used it yet, but I've heard a couple people on the Den Cursive forum saying that you can actually do really well using a riot shield and a shotgun combination. You get close to them using the riot shield, and then you use sleight of hand to whip out your shotgun really fast and annihilate them. Now, I don't know how effective that really is in practice, but in theory it actually sounds like a really good strategy. I'm running my default aggressive setup for grenades. I'm running my flashes and my Semtex. Semtex has been nerfed, but it still is reliable for a couple of nice kills. If you do get the stick on someone, it's just a really nice feeling when you get that resounding click when you stick it on someone. Um, Flashes are just a better choice when running around with a shotgun. It's more useful to completely blind a person than to temporarily incapacitate them, in my opinion. Because if you try and just stun them, they can still shoot and they can see where you are. And you're running a shotgun. If you don't get that first shot on them, they'll be able to turn around and get you. Especially if you're using a pump action shotgun like the model. The model is terrible to run with a stun grenade because you have the one shot on them, but they can turn around before you can get a second shot off. When using the flashbangs, you are pretty much limited to throwing them when you think about it. I mean, you can't just whip it off your hand like you could in Black Ops with the stun grenades. But this gameplay is winding down. It was a 50 and 36, I believe, with the AA12. I hope you guys enjoyed. It wasn't the best of gameplays. My team did lose, but it was a good gameplay with the AA12 nonetheless.